So Bucs at Falcons. Great way to start the week.
The
Love
line
this
is
game.
we got Atlanta minus 7.5 at home. The over under is 48.5.
Okay.
Who do you like on the Buccaneers?
On the Buccaneers, I don't like the Buccaneers. Doug Martin is what a lot of people will say to play, but the Falcons D I see have they've given up only 550 rushing yards all season, 3.7 yards per attempt. And this is a game where I expect the Falcons to go up early, which is going to put pressure on the Bucs. Like we said, with it's the opposite of that running back D stack. Doug Martin is not going to get the handoffs that he needs. He might get the passes out of the backfield, but not enough to justify his price tag. I just have him as a sit for the Bucs. There's a lot of other wisdom out there with a lot of other players. We could go into all of them, but I'm just going to say sit Doug Martin.
My Buccaneers play is it was Doug Martin until I looked at those numbers. The Falcons' rush defense has been solid. Yeah, only 78.6 yards per game, although they have given up 10 rushing touchdowns. My guess is that would be poor goal line, red zone defense.
You got to get there to give that up.
Yeah,
I don't see him getting down the field that much.
Yeah, Mike Evans would be my Buccaneers play. Atlanta's giving up 66.5 completion percentage rating to opposing quarterbacks. Mike Evans went off this last week against Washington. Atlanta has...
And they lost Vincent Jackson in that game, and he's out this week.
So you'd think Atlanta is going to scheme to stop Mike Evans. That being said, Mike Evans is really, really good. And he'd be my play. I'd want him in a tournament more than a cash game. His price is... he's priced as a fairly decent receiver. He's 7,800 on FanDuel.
Yeah, but you can get A.J. Green or Julio Jones for that.
Exactly. And then he's also up there in price on DraftKings. I don't really see his... we don't want as much dead air. Yeah, 6,800 on DraftKings. He's a tournament play for me. I wouldn't roll him into a cash game. And I also wouldn't be super enthused about Mike Evans, although he has a chance to play well. For the Falcons, I think I like Julio Jones a lot against
9,200 on DraftKings.
So he'd be your big play or your big buy.
9,200 on FanDuel. Rare that we see that.
He's a monster. He's priced accordingly. I think he has a good shot to go off against a Tampa defense in Atlanta. The Tampa pass defense, they're giving up a 68.4 completion percentage rating to opposing quarterbacks, 220 yards per game through the air, and a quarterback rating of 111. So that makes me think that Matt Ryan would also be a decent play this week, too. Tampa has a fairly decent rush defense. They're only giving up 3.7 yards per carry. I know you like Devontae Freeman. You'll probably be using him a lot this week. If you were to ask me, I'd say the Falcons' passing game is going to benefit the most in this matchup.
I do agree. And I think Matt Ryan, something that I've mentioned last week and again this week, they beat those Titans by more than 10-7. That game had, I think, 2 times when on 4th down they went for it and didn't convert. There was a red zone interception. Just, again, things with little bounces not going their way. And I think that they're a disciplined team. They've got the weapons. So I think that the low totals that we've seen, and they still scored good points from a fantasy perspective, but I see all that being reversed. So Matt Ryan is actually a good play in my book. And I hear what you're saying about Freeman, the difference being for me that Freeman is still one of the preeminent pass-catching running backs too. And so that's why I'm going with him again, because even if they can't, I think that they'll get up enough that they'll turn to the rush, but he's still a good passing option as well. And I really like at 2,700 in DraftKings, I like Jacob Tamme. He's been getting red zone looks the last couple weeks, hasn't been able to convert, which has been keeping his price down. But this is the kind of game where I see long sustained drives from them and switching it up in the end zone. Hankerson is out, so they have one less advantage there. Roddy White isn't quite the beast he used to be and going up for the jump ball, so I see red zone opportunities going to Jacob Tamme, especially trying to throw off the scent of Devontae Freeman.